tell you, Aaron sent me the pic. I'd never seen it before. The video, I'm sorry. Well, he sent me a whole, what I call it greatest hits of Draymond Green's ejection, suspensions, all of the stuff. Hey, Coach GP41 has joined us. You want to talk any sports? Bring it on. I never saw the punch that Poole took from Green, and it was a vicious punch, man. I mean, it was a serious ass punch. I was like, damn, that was a shot. That was a serious ass shot. That was yeah. I thought he really popped him. Josh, good afternoon. Good afternoon. And I was talking to Bumbles today, and Bumbles, we were talking about the Mets and all these guys coming, and thinks he think Wheeler would come back if the Benjamins were right. They didn't. Wilpons didn't want to pay him. He went to the Phillies. He's had a very good run with the Phillies. He's had a very good postseason run with them. And I was like, I would think, sometimes winning is more important than the money, unless you're Carmelo Anthony, when it's always about the Benjamins. And he talked about a couple Mets. He thinks maybe they'll get Soto next year. Next year's not going to be a good year. The year after that, we'll see. Robert Parker. I've been waiting for the pod. What a bad loss for the Knicks yesterday. Yes, the Knicks seem to lose to teams under 500, teams they should beat. R.J. Barrett was terrible at 3 for 16, 0 for 7 from 3. 9 points, not going to get it done. And I know, Randall Handel, 14 in the first quarter, 18 the rest of the game. He always starts off like a house on fire, and then from there, I'll be honest with you. I was watching the junior college championships, and what was it? It was a team, Iowa against East Mississippi. Iowa was up 27-7 in the second, and then I didn't check the score. Everybody's watching basketball. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we were watching that. We were watching $100,000 Pyramid. I trained Michigan last night. Had to do some stuff. What do you think of the whole thing with Giannis? He sets a career high, 64 points. I think only 2 threes and all that. 20-28 from the field, 24-32 from the line. Sets a record, Bucks franchise record, and then has an emphatic dunk at the end of the game. What's up, Anthony? And so Schwebe, that's his name? Schwebe, the kid from Kentucky, who had his first point, because points in the in-season tournament don't count toward NBA totals. And they wanted the game ball. Well, when Giannis did a dunk at the end of the game, said something to Halliburton, and then ran into the locker room. I mean, they almost had a brouhaha. I think, they'd get security involved. And then he says afterwards, I don't even think this is the game ball. And they were like, the coach, Carlisle, was like, he just wanted the ball for, his first points. And he really wanted that ball. I mean, he had to be held back and everything. And I feel like, dude, you're an adult. I mean, okay, he scored 64 points. Congrats. But I kind of feel like Jason Bader, 86X. All you guys, hey, participate, talk. I mean, now I have guys from the company of JC on here now all the time, and Rob is always talking, Josh is always talking, Anthony's always talking, but the other guys seem to be mute, and I don't like mute. I mean, if you got something to say it. But yeah, Giannis, a little crazy, I thought. I mean, I guess he wanted the ball. We've all gone crazy. Listen, it's been a crazy couple months, and everybody deals with things differently, and I feel like a woman on Instagram put something up of a fitness person working out in the snow in a bikini. And she's like, if I would have shown my peach, is what she said. And, maybe I would have come. And I thought it was her. And I was like, really? You don't have to, all these people feel like they have to show me how hard they're working out. Why don't you just fucking work out? I need to know, you don't have to show me all the time how hard you're working out. I don't have to show people all the time. I just do my work, put on my podcast, and I go from there. Put it out to all the social media, all that stuff. But I don't have to tell people how hard I'm working. I'm just working. I'm just putting the time, making things happen. Yeah. And yes, I agree. Giannis was, for a stupid ball, which it just seemed crazy. It just seemed a little loopy, little loony in a way. Now, I was talking to Bumbles today, and Bumbles, we were talking about New York sports. It made me think that, looking at the franchises in the tri-state area. Let's just say, let's the greater New York area, because Jets and Giants play in New Jersey, and they're still called the New York teams, which is bullshit. They're in New Jersey. They've been there so goddamn long that I don't think they should be called the New York teams anymore. But it's a tri-state area. Blah blah blah. Knicks haven't won. I'm sorry. The Knicks haven't won since '73. Yeah. All right. CP's New York Sports Network. What's up, CP? You want to talk some sports? Bring it on, baby. Bring it on. So Knicks haven't won since '73. Mets haven't won since '86. Isles since '83. Devils since 2003. Yankees since 2009. Giants, 2011. Jets, '69. Gotham, the women's NWSL, the FC Gotham won it this year. Liberty, 27 years in existence. First game, 1997. No titles. Nets won an ABA title in '76. The New York Football Club won 2021 MLS, so that's been a couple years. Red Bulls, 28 years, no MLS titles. Think about that. Everybody around, local teams. It has been a long, long time. You're talking 50 years. 50 years. The Mets, 37. 38 is 86. So you count the years. So is it 38? The 69. So we're at 54 for the goddamn 54, 55. Yeah, 54, 50, 54 for the Jets. Liberty, 27 years now. We're talking 46 years for the Nets. 28 years for the Red Bulls. And you're talking about, this is not the golden era of New York professional sports teams. You're talking about lifetimes now for the Rangers. You're talking about, Yankees recap was 2 years old when they won. So he's really never seen a Yankees championship when they were playing for a World Series every decade. And then they just had their first decade where they never even went to a World Series. First time that ever happened. Mets fans, hey, 2015, you did go World Series, but that's it. One championship. We stumped Rob yesterday with the trivia question. I got another Mets trivia question for today, which I'm a little excited. I don't think Rob's going to get that one. But we had yesterday who has the most postseason RBIs in Mets franchise history. Today's trivia question, and I don't want you cheating or anything, I'm not going to even tell you. It's another Mets trivia question because I said, if I stumped Rob yesterday, let me stump Rob today. I found a good website, so now I got Mets trivia questions for the next 14,000 years. But I all that stuff I was saying, I said, Bumbles, that'd be something good to talk about. Because I was like, you know what? It is not a golden era for local teams at all. No, they suck. It really, Nets, Knicks, Islanders, Rangers. Well, Devils at least has been in the last, 20 years. But everybody else, forever. Okay, NWSL, they got a championship. MLS got a championship. Yankees now are going on 14 years. It's a long time, man. That's an eternity. Jets is my whole lifetime. Haven't even made another Super Bowl since. At least the Giants have made a couple of Super Bowls since then. Since '86, they had a nice little run with Eli. A couple, but that feels like, anytime you go over 10 years, it feels like forever, right? Would you say that? And the Knicks, come on, man. They've been to a couple NBA finals, but CP's ready for the New York Sports Network. Okay, all right, dude. All right, good. Yeah, let's bring it. Okay. And today, it drives me crazy when I do the podcast. Yeah, they're due. They are definitely due. Legit Football, they're on Twitter. And I hate when people put something up. They put up a thing that the Eagles are one of two teams that have 6 games where opposing quarterbacks threw for 300 or more yards. And they just said, yes, 2021, Josh. Yes, I already said that. Thank you, Josh, for telling me that information. I'm trying to do but Legit Football puts this up. One of two teams. Who's the other fucking team? Okay, now that would be me. That would be old JD. Now I'm a little, yeah. Oh, Rob, it counts. It is considered isn't it? Well, what are the 5 majors in other countries? Soccer is the number one sport. It's football, baseball, basketball, hockey, and soccer has been around long enough now, MLS, that I feel you're over 20 years a league, you're a league. And, it's a champ. People might not take it for such, but hey, a championship. So they put up one of two teams. And I said, and they responded right away. I said, dude, I'm giving Legit Football props today. Tampa Bay is the other team to give up 300 or more yards in 6 games this season. And they gave up last week to Desmond Ritter. The other 5 were all non-division quarterbacks. And that doesn't bode well for the Eagles, man, because, you're like, a lot of yards given up. I'm hearing in Buffalo this weekend, it's going to be winds 15 to 20 miles per hour. The average in an NFL game is 7 miles per hour. That doesn't bode well. Joshua's got to be pumped because he feels like the Bills are going to beat the Cowboys this weekend. And I'll tell you, they're 2-point favorite. I kind of feel like they're going to beat the Cowboys. Sorry, Anthony, but I'll tell you, I think the Cowboys are going to be in shitty conditions, and they're feeling good, 10-3, and they're going to drop a turd in Buffalo this week. I really feel it's going to happen. And one of the names I read today for the Pats job, Gerard Mayo, I've been hearing this forever, could be a dark horse candidate to get the Pats head coaching job. We'll see if that comes to fruition. Darren Waller hasn't played since October 29th. He's missed the last 5 games. He's, that 21-day window where he can be activated to the roster. I'm not holding my breath. I mean, he's really, last game, 1 catch for 4 yards, but that was a terrible game against the Jets. No offense in that game. And for the season, 36, 384, touchdown. Yeah, I mean, 8 games. What's that, 4 a game? It's like 8 into 380 is 40. It's not almost 50 yards. Hey, Lisa, how about your Duke? How about Duke? Duke basketball sucking this year. I kind of like the Duke. Is John Shire on the hot seat? Is he on the hot seat? Yeah, no. And interestingly enough, Michigan, Juwan Howard got into a verbal altercation with the strength coach because his son hasn't been cleared to play. And I guess there were word exchange. And last year, I think it was against Wisconsin, where he got into the altercation and they have a zero tolerance with him. And they think, and the strength coach went to complain to HR, and they think Juwan Howard might be on the hot seat at Michigan, which would not be good. I bumped into some guys today, one kid who went to Michigan, and he feels that he feels good about the Bama game. I mean, we're going to see Milton is going to come on in the next couple days. He is going to talk all Michigan football. That's what I want to talk about. He wants to talk about the playoff game. We will talk about it. Malik Murphy, the Texas backup quarterback who I saw play in the win over Kansas State when 2-0 is the start of this year for Texas, entered the transfer portal. He will not be available for the Sugar Bowl against Washington, which means Quinn Ewers' backup is Arch Manning. Very interesting. Arch Manning is now the backup quarterback. If anything happens to Ewers in the college football playoff, which, Colt McCoy got hurt when they lost to Alabama in the championship game, what was that, 2010? And Hal thought if he didn't got hurt, they would have beat Bama. I think no, but, it's everybody can dream. And so now Arch Manning and Malik Murphy is going to go somewhere. He said he wishes him well. And I know they have the whole transfer portal, so it has to happen when it happens. But I saw that, and I saw that the kid out of Coastal Carolina, whose name escapes me right now, he's going to play at NC State. What's his name again? He's got a cool name, and I followed him. I mean, he threw for like over 10,000 yards, man. I mean, the guy's bald. He's definitely played some baseball, some football. I was trying to find, I had him. Let me see. Who is it? Grayson McCall, NC State. And Cameron Ward is going to go visit Miami and Florida State. And former NC State quarterback MJ Morris is going to Maryland. Will take over to his brother, who I don't think is going to be drafted. I think if he does, he's going to go it's going to drop down. We'll see. And 3 bowl games this Saturday, 3 NFL games, all on the NFL Network this weekend. So, it's going to be a good weekend, good football weekend. And the new, Reacher. Listen, if you guys have not seen Reacher on Prime, you got to, first season was awesome. Season 2 comes out tomorrow. We are watching that. And Mark Wahlberg has a movie where he plays a secret agent, but he's a family man. It's on Apple TV. And sometimes you got to watch shit like that. I mean, it's good stuff. So I'm going to watch those 2. I do a lot of different stuff. We got the Chargers versus the Raiders tomorrow. Quentin Johnson, career high 91 yards last week in the loss to the Broncos. Keenan Allen's out with a heel injury. He's not even going to play. And what I was reading, they don't know if they're going to start Aiden O'Connell tonight or Garoppolo. And I'm like, you don't know who you're going to start. I mean, they're 3-point fave, the Raiders over the Chargers. Easton Stick threw for $179. I'm sorry. Easton Stick, threw for $179, filling in for Herbert last week. And Keenan Allen's not going to play. Devontae Adams and Josh Jacobs are questionable. So we're going to see what happens there. And yeah, Aiden O'Connell, 4 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, 2-4 record, not getting it done. Not getting it done at all. And how about C.J. Gardner-Johnson, torn pec, clear return to the Lions facility, but they're still working on his return date because we had a whole thing today on company JC. Well, I got a phone call from my mom, so I kind of dropped out. And we were, Rob was saying if it's with Rodgers, was it a partially torn Achilles? Was it a fully? I think a torn Achilles I'm not a doctor. I played on the TV. I was in Patch Adams. I played a doctor in that. But, and one of the guys in the group whose name escapes me right now was saying you could see it like burst. You could see the explosion of his Achilles. And I don't know how he's coming back so fast. But listen, I know people who recover from injuries fast, just are fast healers. Maybe he's a fast healer. Maybe it's that ayahuasca he's taken. Maybe he went into a, dark, silent room wherever he goes. Or, maybe he's been, I don't know. Maybe he's been rubbing urine on it or, or goat sperm or something like that. He's the kind of guy who's going to go and look for stuff that's going to give him the advantage. I'm not going to put anything past him. I mean, I guess we'll see what happens going forward. But we shall see when he comes. But I thought that was kind of interesting. They always talk. These guys always have good conversations there. And I'm kind of curious where it's going to go next. And so James Cook actually is a better yards per carry than Tony Pollard. We'll see what happens. I feel like Buffalo now is playing like every game counts, and I think they're going to come and play. Roger Goodell feels that the NFL could be more diverse. It definitely isn't diverse in the coaching ranks. Not even close. Not even close. And he would like to see controversial hip drop tackle eliminated from the sport. I mean, you're trying to tackle a guy, you're trying to tackle a guy. I mean, I feel like sometimes you're trying to bring the guy down any way you can. It's called tackling. And guys are going to get injured. The tush push, they said doesn't really care because now they even do it in college. So I don't care. Now, Pickett, Steelers unlikely to move on from him. 12 games this year, 62% completion. Was okay. 2,070 yards, 173 games, 6 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. But listen to this. He's the only quarterback in the NFL history to have thrown a TD or fewer than 2% of pass attempts, minimum 500 pass attempts. I don't think they should bring him back. Yeah. Rob says it's fine with him. Why would they eliminate it? It makes no sense. Rob, I agree. It's called tackle football. It's not called flag football. It's not called touch football. It's called tackle football. Bring the guy down any way you can. But we're going to eliminate it. So now I have to think about when I'm playing in the middle of the game, I have to slow myself down, which could lead to injury, that I have to be worried that I'm tackling him the wrong way. Get the fuck out of here. I mean, God forbid you and I love now how with the quarterback, you can't put all your weight on the quarterback when you go down on him. You have to kind of like get off him. If you watch tape from the 70s and 80s, 60s, 70s, man, dude, those guys were they were doing clotheslines across. I mean, Lynn Swann was in La La Land half the time. I mean, the Raiders played at a different level. And now it's like two anti. Oh, you can't do this, can't do that. Ooh. Patrick Mahomes was upset. Said I overreacted. It wasn't good. I shouldn't. Well, at least he said, ridiculous. You can't be a sore loser, dude. You can't get every fucking call. You think you're gonna get every call? Bullshit. Not gonna happen. No, not even close. Yeah, come on. Oh, and so Edelman was on a podcast with Gronk, and they're in the shower, so they check out each other's junk. Matty Gorb, what's up, Matty Gorb? Matty Gorb, I don't know, Matty, who you are, but Matty Gorb, you want to talk a little sports? Bring it on, Matty Gorb. Let's talk a little sports. And so Edelman says that Gronk's brother has more meat than his brother, and Gronk actually took it and said that Edelman actually is a little more endowed than he is. I mean, guys check out each other in the showers. I guess, guys look at a peek and like, oh. So it's interesting that these guys are very, comfortable in their own skin as heterosexual men, and that they can compare each other's penises to each other and say, hey, you know what? Big penis, small penis, okay penis. Because Gronk is so big, I guess, his brother Dan is, I guess, as we call, gifted, tripod. What's the other word we use for him? We use kickstand, tripod. That's the two we use usually. All right, what did Rob have to say now? Let's see. I understand the head hits being eliminated. The NFL got sued for, and concussions are still going on. So, they could, and they're still making billions and billions and billions. They're going to Spain. They're going to go to Brazil. Soon they'll be in Rob's backyard having a game, and Rob will be having the time of his life. Maybe he'll get in. He'll, coach, put me in, coach. And he'll go out long. He'll be wide open, and he'll drop the ball with all to see. No, Rob will make the catch. What would Rob do? Would Rob do a celebration dance? That's the true question. I think he would. I think he's not shy in that respect. No. So Colts game, Steelers this weekend. No Jonathan Taylor and no starting right tackle Brandon Smith. Both teams are 7-6. That does not bode well for them. But backups come up, guys step up, and it's next man up, and we'll see if they can get it done. Actually, who is the Colts backup running back? Rob usually knows his stuff. Colts running back. He has had some good years. Moss, right? Moss. He's had some good games this year, dude. So I think, they'll be all right. And Michigan first-team All-American offensive lineman Zach Zinter, fourth unanimous All-American last 3 years. Aiden Hutchinson, 2021, 2022. Blake Corum and Olu Matimi, who's the center for the Seahawks, and Zach Zinter this year. I know everybody's excited about the Baylor is going to be at Utah September 7th in a non-conference game. I know I am. I'm very excited to see Baylor at Utah. The Utes. Actually, I do like the Utes. I mean, and I think their head coach is a hell of a coach. Who, Utah, he is Kyle. I always forget his name. But he is Utah football coach. Utah football coach. Utah. Why am I running UTAF? Utah football coach. Yes, it is. I think it's a Kyle. What is it? Kyle Whittingham. Yes, Kyle Whittingham. Yeah, I knew I blanked on that a little bit. So Jalen Milroe is coming back next year for Bama. I think he should. I think that's a good move on his part. We'll see what happens. Malik Murphy, Georgia, UCLA, LSU, interested in him. Zach Moss, thank you, Josh. And Syracuse and Rice. I would think I think Syracuse might be. They got a new head coach. I think that might be a good pickup move for him. LSU needs a new quarterback. UCLA is in the Big Ten next year. Go to UCLA and I'll play against Texas. Well, no, I'm sorry. UCLA, Big Ten. Georgia, then he would play against Texas in the SEC. LSU is SEC too. I don't know. I guess we're going to see what happens. Jaden Daniels, Sporting News, College Football Player of the Year. Cooper DeJean, who broke his leg. He's going to miss the ball game, miss the Big Ten Championship game. Also unanimous first-team All-American. Punter Tory Taylor from an Australian. Good day, mate. Shrimp on the barbie. That's a terrible accent. Thank you, David Eichel. He was a unanimous first-team All-American. Notre Dame lands South Carolina transfer kicker. This is for Treetop. Mitch Jeter. Last 2 years, 23 of 25 field goals, 75 of 78 extra points. I think that should never miss that. That's like a chip shot. And 21 of 21 field goals less than 50 yards, 4 for 4, 40 to 49. And the 50s, the last 2 years, 3 for 5, 1 for 3 last year, 50 plus. So that's a good thing. So he's got to be excited about that. Dallas Turner from Bama, also first-team All-American. And Washington, favorite to get Mississippi State quarterback Will Rogers, who really wasn't that good last year, but is thrown for like 12,000 yards. At Mississippi State, 4-year starter, got 1 year left. I think that's a drop-off from Michael Penix Jr. I really do. But I think they could hold out, especially if they keep winning. I think they can get a better quarterback. That's what I think. But I guess we're going to see what happens there. Oregon State quarterback Aiden Childs is going to follow his head football coach, Jonathan Smith, to Michigan State. True freshman. He played some games last year, 35 pass attempts, 4 touchdown passes, 3 rushing touchdowns, 69% completions, no interceptions. They actually said with DJ, and I always butcher his last name, that him and DJ were neck and neck to start, and that he got playing time because he was that good, and he beat out some incumbents to back up DJ, and I guess he saw that, hey, Jonathan Smith thought highly of me. Why don't I go with the new coach? Because now it's only the Pac-2. Why not go play in the Big Ten, and I'll start playing? He's got 3 years of eligibility left. I say go for it. Yeah, hell yeah. Now, Tommy Beers, I love him. Always has good stuff. R.J. Barrett, first 7 games, 158 points on 113 field goal attempts. All right. True shooting percentage, 62%. His plus-minus was 76. How about the last 8 games? 137 points on 125 field goal attempts. Yeah, that's almost like that's a point per shot attempt. That means you're taking a lot of shots for your points. True shooting, 47. Plus minus 36. and the Knicks are what, 4-4 the last 8? They're 13-10. The Nets are 13-10. First game for Beal, KD, and Booker together, and Jacques Vaughn has the team 13-10. The Knicks are 13-10. They play next Wednesday at the Garden. If I had the money, I'd take the whole company of JC to the goddamn game, and we would have a blast. But I don't have that kind of money because I don't. But if I did, I would. Yes, and that's not good at all. And the Nets play Denver tonight, Golden State and Utah, Knicks, Suns, Clippers, and Lakers next 3 games. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, and Jacques Vaughn is a good goddamn coach. And you know what makes me say, too? Ben Simmons can stay at home or whatever rehabbing because he doesn't make that team better. And Cam Thomas didn't shoot that well, but Cam Thomas is a scoring machine. And all 5 starters for the Nets scored in double figures. Cam Thomas hit some big free throws at the end of the game and outscored KD in the fourth quarter. So all they're talking about, yeah. Oh, yeah. Front row, all on me, Rob. Rob, I actually met a Russian model who was asking me, do I know any guys named Rob with mustaches? And I said, holy shit, I do. And he's single, and he's ready to mingle. And they said, well, she said, can you make it happen? Well, I said, I got to talk to him first because, you know what, I don't want you to get too clingy with Rob because Rob doesn't like clingy women. So, I have to, I didn't want to talk about it on the show, but, we're all friends here. So I figured I could talk about this stuff while I do the show. Yes. So, but yeah, how about the net? I think Jacques Vaughn's doing a great job. And George McGinnis, I remember him. He was on the Sixers. He was a Pacer. He was a 2017 Hall of Famer. He won 2 ABA titles. He was a finals MVP in 73, 74. He averaged 30 a game. He almost became a Knick. And the commissioner, Larry O'Brien, voided the contract, and he took away a first-round pick from the Knicks. So he ended up going to the Sixers, made the finals in 77 with the Sixers, with Julius Erving, the loss in 6-2. Who's the tall guy? I see his face. He calls college basketball. He went to UCLA after Kareem. Redhead. I think he's a redhead. He's a big Grateful Dead guy. God, I can't remember his name. They did a documentary on him. I see his face. Can't remember his name. That's who lost to in the 77 finals to the Blazers. But he averaged 20 points, 11 rebounds. Yeah, Bill Walton. Thank you, Rob. Thank you. 20 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists. Died today at 73. So that sucks. And he actually grew up in Indianapolis, went to Indiana, so he's an Indiana kid. That's kind of cool. And triple doubles, Jokic with 9. He would have got one if he hadn't been knocked out in the Serbian night in Chicago. That's bullshit. Doncic 4, Scotty Barnes is a bonus 2, and Bam Adebayo with 1. Yeah, Oscar Schwebe, he's got his first basket, man. That's what he wants. Come on. I don't know. The way he ran in the locker room, man, it was crazy. And they said Donovan Mitchell can become a free agent summer 2025. They said the Knicks were going to go after him. They said he wants to go to L.A., and either the Clippers or Lakers, and, LeBron should be done by then, I would think, that he wants to go L.A. I mean, that's a better market. And the Clippers going to have the new arena. I don't think that's a bad move on his part. And then we got hockey stuff to talk about. I'm not really a hockey guy, but I do follow hockey. Trevor Zegras hasn't played since November 7th. I'm hearing the Ducks, he could be a trade, could be up for, could be traded somewhere. I don't think he was happy with the 3-year contract he got. And they said he came back, was training on his own, came back and got a lower body injury. But it feels like he's been out for quite a while now that he should be back by now. And I haven't heard anything. But the Rangers are 4 points ahead of the Islanders, and the Islanders are 4 points ahead of the Devils. Devils are 7-2 their last 9, and the Islanders 4th one in a row. They beat the Ducks yesterday. 6-1 the last 7. They've had points in 13 of the last 14 games. They're 9-1-4. They're 14-7-7. The Rangers are 19-7-1, and the Devils are 15-11-1. And Jack Hughes got his 11th goal to win in overtime over the Bruins, which I always love when the Bruins lose. And so they won yesterday. Islanders won yesterday. Devils are playing better. Rangers have lost, 3 of 4? And they're only 4 points ahead. And we're going next Friday night. And I'm going to Keen's first for King Cut. Dude, you got to see this. You got to see the King Cut prime rib at Keen's Steakhouse, dude. It's like an old school steakhouse where when we walk in, we have the same waitress every time. She's like, oh, hello, Mr. and Mrs. Her. How you guys doing, Mr. and Mrs. JD? And I always get the medium rare. It is a monstrous prime rib. I got to post a picture because it looks like, like in the Flintstones. That's what it looks. And I eat the whole thing. And she goes, "Wow, I eat the whole goddamn prime rib." And I've been waiting for this for quite a while. Quite a while. How about this? Flames, Jonathan Huberdeau, 0 points last 6 games. Last 11, 3 assists. Isn't he on like an $80, $90 million contract? Tonight they're going to play at the Wild. The Flames are 11-14-4. The Wild are 10-12-4. Wild got rid of their head coach. 29 games this year, 4 goals, 11 assists, 15 points. Not getting it done. Thank you, NHL Watcher, for that stuff. And the Mets got reliever Jorge Lopez. 1 year, $2 million. Last year, 3 teams, the Tigers, Marlins, and Orioles, 5.95 ERA, 49 Ks in 61 games. Now, the year before, he made his first All-Star team with the Orioles. He played for 2 teams, actually. And he 2.54 ERA, 72 strikeouts in 71 innings. And Bumbles thinks that it's like every other year, it's another guy they got. He also thinks Soto in the outfield with Nimmo and Drew Gilbert, who was a first-round draft pick out of Tennessee. He's 23 years old. He thinks Jet Williams might be ready at second base in 2024-25. Alvarez in 25 will have another year behind the plate. Maybe they'll go after Shane Bieber. Maybe they'll go after Zach Wheeler. I don't know what Rob feels about this. They also have a lot of arms in the minor leagues. They're the 5th best minor league system in MLB right now. He also thinks that Mike Vasil, a right-hand pitcher who was in AAA this past year, 4-4 with a 5.30 ERA, could be coming up. Blade Tidwell, also a right-hander pitcher in AAA last year, 3-3 with a 4.92. They also signed minor leaguers Trace Thompson, Clay's brother, and pitcher Cam Robinson, 15 saves in the minors. And Trace Thompson last year with the White Sox, 171 batting average, a home run, 3 RBIs, and 2 stolen bases. Listen, I said to him, I hope it all works out. I hope you get better. But I don't think the Yankees or Mets are competing. And I don't see the gold bucket at the end of the rainbow for either team right now. I mean, I hope that these young guys work out for the Mets. I hope the pitching works out. Last year was such a disaster. Mendoza, to me, I'm just not sure. He's never managed before. I mean, he does have the guy on the bench with him, that former manager. So you got a guy, a vet guy in your ear, but I don't know. And we're going to see with Alonso how that's going to work. Are they going to give him a long-term deal? Lindor's been playing every game. Nimmo, I'd like to have a little more power. I don't know if McNeil had a terrible season after winning what dropped off 50, 60 points off his batting average after winning the batting title 2 years ago. So, I guess we're going to see what's going to happen. Time will tell on that front. But, yeah, Bumbles, I hope it all works out. What's going to happen? I don't know. Trace Thompson isn't going to shock the world. He's never really panned out for him in the major leagues. And thank you, Jeff Kassouf. FIFA reports 2023 first year that over $1 million was spent on agents for women's transfers. 1.4 million total. Trend of year-over-year increases continued. So women's sports, man, over $1 billion this year. That's a positive thing. And Clutch Sports Group, Rich Paul, he's got LeBron, Jalen Hurts, expanded to MLB. You got to follow the money. Thank you, Jeff Passan, for this one. They acquired Rep 1's baseball division. You got the Red Sox, Rafael Devers, the A's closer, and as well as all-star closer, Brewers, Devin Williams, and Platinum Glove winner, Andres Jimenez for Cleveland. Rich Paul, man, make that money. Make that money. And Rob gave me this one. Rob, remember? And he sent me this today. And so Trout and Ohtani's numbers last 6 years together. 46.6% of the time they played together, which is, not even half. And when they played together, the Angels were 194 and 211 losses, 480 winning percentage. When one or neither of them in the lineup, the Angels went 207 and 258 losses, a 445 win percentage. Not that good. And one guy doesn't make a team better. And now what I hear, Tyler Glasnow is a guy that they could get from they don't want to pay him the raise. They keep at it. Hey, listen, I remember when the Eagles, they had Vic, and then they brought, and Vince Young said this was a super team. They went 8-8 that year. How about the Jets this year? Going at what DJ Reed, what did he say about the defense? Could be compared to the 86 Bears. 86 Bears. No. 86 Bears. Listen, that team was unbelievable. And I know Landetta, missed that punt and the wind and everything. It wouldn't have mattered. They would have won that game 2-0. I think they could have pretty much won every game 2-0. And the offense wasn't even that good. McMahon was okay. It Willie Galt. And I'm still pissed off that Walter Payton never got a touchdown in that goddamn Super Bowl. That's still, I can't believe Ditka didn't get him in the end zone. And I think that for all that Payton did for that franchise and not get a Super Bowl touchdown is bullshit. But yeah, where was I going with that? Yeah, guys make predictions all the time. Rob, stacked teams don't work out ever. It's not even as much. How many stacked teams really get it done? How many super teams have glue guys? I mean, you have superstars on the team, but it's really glue guys that get you over the hump. You can't have Yankees every year get, every year, even with A-Rod and everything, every year, Giambi, A-Rod, it seemed like every other day they were bringing in somebody new. Did it make the team better? No, they didn't win anything. They get the World Series, they lose. They weren't winning titles. I mean, it doesn't mean anything. I mean, just because you bring in these guys, you got to have, when the Yankees won it, you had Brocious. I wouldn't consider him a superstar. Tino Martinez, I wouldn't consider him a superstar. You had Paul O'Neill. You had was Bernie Williams a superstar? These were glue guys. These were very solid. These weren't super. I know they were getting paid as superstars, a lot of them, but they were guys who put up really good numbers and played well. So you had Jeter. I mean, you had Posada, a catcher, and the former manager, why is it escaping me his name? I see his face. I can't. I mean, he was playing even more than Posada, I thought, in those years. And you had Pettit. And Pettit, to me, was the guy who always got the big winning when he needed to win. That's the thing, too. Yeah. Yes. Roberts to steal. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They had Manny Ramirez. Who was the real superstar on the team? I think it was Manny Ramirez, and you had the first baseman. Yeah, Roberts you need glue guys. You need a glue guy. Brocious was a glue guy. Paul O'Neill I love Paul O'Neill. He'd strike out, he'd go freaking crazy. He wanted to get a hit every goddamn at bat. You need guys to keep everybody together. You need those guys. When the Giants won the championships, okay, you had LT. Was Phil Simms a superstar? No, but he was pretty freaking good. Joe Morris was a very good running back. Reliable. I don't remember him fumbling that much. And they didn't have any superstars. Think about that. The Giants of 86, that team they had that offense, no superstars. No, you can't remember any of the wide receivers from that team. Yeah, Big Papi, star, okay. But that's what I'm saying. You look at the teams. You had a lot of glue guys. That's what I look at. Brady never had, Randy Moss one year. He had Edelman and he had, who's the other little guy? Who was the other slot guy? Wes Welker. But he never had any. He had Gronk. He had Gronk and he had a kid from Florida. His name escaping me. But he had Gronk. So he had that guy. But he never had like a really true. He didn't have Jerry Rice, Steve Young and Montana had Rice. But you know what though? I'll tell you the truth. Montana, before he got Rice, he had more glue guys. He had guys that the early 80 teams with the Niners, and you had the Cowboys. You had Aikman, Smith, and Michael Irvin, and you had, goddamn, what was the tight end's name? The guy from Wyoming. Who was the tight end for the Cowboys? Anthony. If Anthony's here, he's got to help me out here. Who was the tight end for the Cowboys in the 90s? I see his face. I can't remember his goddamn name. Not Babe. I see his face and I can't remember. He had that guy who was always good. Yeah. Jim Leyritz was a glue guy. Yeah. Yeah. You had guys that always stepped up. And that's the thing. You always want guys. You need guys that if they're can sit for 8-10 days, come up and play like they never had it. That they play in every day. You need those guys, and they keep the team up. They keep everybody solid. They keep everybody. Like when the Mets 86 was who's the. He was a glue guy. Guy's having all the trouble financially now. Went to the Phillies. Who was it? Not Backman. Who was the other guy? Come on, Rob. Help me out here. Rob, I'm blanking on names. You get a little older, you start forgetting names. Not Backman. Man, who's the guy on the car washes and then he went crazy the last couple of years? How come I can't remember his name? That whole 86 team. Garrett Carter, they said, kept that team together. Garrett Carter was like drinking milk and everything. But they had a crazy team back then. They had crazy team back then. Who was the guy who went to the Phillies, put on all the weight? got that big contract. Center fielder. I'm blanking. I'm blanking today. I got to look up the Cowboys. Cowboys tight. That's what's gonna bother me. Cowboys tight end 1992. Cowboys. Cowboys tight end 1992. All right, let me see. Roster. Let me see. That's gonna bother me. No, I don't want the schedule. I want the rushing and receiving. Ooh, rushing and receiving. Steve Berline. Jay Novacek. No, was it Jay Novacek? Yeah, Jay Novacek went to Wyoming, right? Fredo Roberts, you dipshit. I want Jay Novacek. Jay Novacek always got the job done. Didn't know Jay Novacek went to. Was I right? Yes, Wyoming. Who am I talking about? Oh, Dykstra. Yeah, Dykstra. Novacek. Thank you. And that's the thing. You need guys like that. You need glue guys. So when he sent me that thing, I was like, Rob, I don't think Otani's going to make him. He's never won more than 80 games in a season, dude. He's never won more than 80 games in a season. That's crazy when you think about it. 80 games. 80 games. And Rob, you got to tell me if you have to go, I will do trivia questions early. And I will do it also for I will also do it for what's I don't know his name. What's his name? Who's the other guy? What's his name? Not Josh. Yeah, CP's. Who's CP? What's his name? Because I need names. So tell CP if you guys need to go, you got to tell me so I can do the trivia questions early because I got to do these trivia questions. It's like I can't wait. I might even give Robert a couple extra chances to see if he can get it because I'm like another glue guy we talked about the other day. David Tyree, yes, big special teams guy, yeah, and then never played in the NFL. Got injured, never played again in the NFL. Right, yeah, famous helmet, yeah, and he was dropping all the passes. Wasn't he dropping every pass during practice and everything? Yeah, I mean, yeah, crazy, right? So they had the most valuable franchises. Cowboys 9.2 billion, Warriors 8.3, Knicks 7.4, Lakers 7.3, Yankees 7.1. He made one catch. No. Didn't Tyree catch another catch in that game? I thought Tyree, or am I confusing him with Cruz in the other Super Bowl? I thought David Tyree caught 2 touchdown passes in that game. Was I wrong? Wait, what's he saying? CP is in the chat. Yes, he is. CP is in the chat. I thought he made more than one catch that day, guys. Yeah, DeVito, 5 touchdowns, no interceptions, 72.2% completion during the 3-game winning streak. He has a 119.8 passer rating since week 11, second only to Brock Purdy. Yeah, so Brian Daboll was an assistant when Brady broke in. He was asked about those early days on Tuesday. He said, we're 4 games in. That's what, guys, I love that he said that. We're 4 games in. Long way to go to determine if DeVito is a flash in the pan or true hidden gem. But that he is, Brian Daboll and his staff are getting the most out of him. They said, Mike Kafka, quarterback coach Shea Tierney have tailored the offense to accentuate DeVito's strength and mask his weaknesses. It's the same things they did with Daniel Jones last year. They said, actually, their game plan looks eerily similar to last year when they won 27-22 over the Packers. They did the wildcat formation on Monday, which they utilized successfully in last season matchup, and they broke out a trick play, a 25-yard flea flicker to Wan'Dale Robinson on Monday versus a tight end option for a Daniel Bellinger touchdown run last year. And they said the key to Jones' progress last season was utilizing his legs to escape pressure. Yeah. Oh, Manningham made the other touchdown? No. I thought during that game a ball got tipped or something. And maybe I'm getting confused with 2011 with Victor Cruz where he bobbled the ball and caught a touchdown. I think it was Victor Cruz in the 2011 game. That's what I think I'm confusing it with. But they're saying, so what I was talking about with Tommy Cutlets is that he's using his legs, that he should take off instead of worrying about the pressure, and that's what he's doing. They said that, Daniel Jones, they said he got in trouble early in his career by hanging in the pocket too long, which led to sacks and turnovers. So they designed plays to get Jones out of the pocket and instructed him to scramble the first sign of pressure. He had 65 scrambles last season compared to 72 in his first 3 years combined. Yeah, that I like about Dable. And, as we talked about that with DeVito, 20 sacks last 3 games, nothing in the past. And he was pressured on basically half of his 27 dropbacks on Monday, and he had 71 yards. And he did the most of it. And he said they made an adjustment at halftime to use DeVito on design runs. He had 2 carries with 39 yards in the third quarter on run calls, which helped. And they only have 2 tight ends on the game day roster. Now they're going to get, hopefully, Darren Waller back. They're a 6-point underdog against the Saints. And then they got the Eagles twice and a game against the Rams. They're projected to have the 8th pick, one of 6 teams with a 5-8 record currently, occupying slots 5 through 10 in the draft order. So either way, we're gonna see where they are. I mean, we're gonna see what's gonna happen going forward. But yeah, we got 4 weeks left, and the good thing about Derek Carr, they said, is that Gruden kept him kept a lid on him. Didn't let him what's it's not freebase, not freebase. What freebase? That's drugs. Kind of do his own thing, let him. I can't think of the words, man. Today, words are escaping me. He had him more on more structured, and now he's more of a structured play, and it shows. That's the thing about. I think Derek Carr throws a beautiful ball, and sometimes he looks so great, and other times you're thinking, where was he going with that ball? Why did he put the ball out there? And I feel like when he makes mistakes, he makes a lot of mistakes. But who knows? T.J. Watt out of concussion protocol. Montez Sweat, this is from Jack Brentnall. He got traded. The Bears defense has jumped from 30th in EPA to 6th since Montez Sweat got traded from the Commanders. And Will Levis, after winning the game Monday in Miami, surprised kids from the Boys and Girls Club of Middle Tennessee with a shopping spree. Thank you, Jay Wyatt Sports, for that one. And quarterbacks, they were saying Brock Purdy was tier 3 in the preseason, and now he's a possible MVP candidate, whereas Derek Carr is, I think he's not been good. Yeah, they said Carr with Gruden worked well. He has free reign. That's what they were using for him. Not the best. QBR is good for 23rd in the NFL this season. And Tom Brady's purchase a minority stake of the Raiders still hasn't gone through because they said Mark Davis was giving him a discount, which other owners were like, that's bullshit. The franchise were too much goddamn money. The owners were presented with the latest data on injury rates tied to artificial and grass fields. Still working on a final assessment. The league doesn't give a fuck. All they care about is money. Yeah, and I know, I like grass better. And I know guys who play it say, listen, what guys say playing NFL, they said you are sore for days after when you play on a grass field for a long, long time. And rules-related issues, including kickoffs, hip drop tackles, and the so-called tush push were discussed. For votes to amend rule book, we'll have to wait until the next owners' meeting in March. Okay, good thing. Yeah, so he wants to get hip drop tackles out of the league. So I don't know what the hell they're going to do. And Goodell was asked about when will there be a woman hired as a GM. He said the day will come and it will come soon. How about you have more black head coaches, dude? How about you have some minority head coaches? You want a woman GM? Good, great. Let's get a woman GM. How about you get some? How about we get the league away from being so goddamn lily white? How about we work on that? How about we get you out of office with your $700 fucking million and put someone in there who's, they're ridiculous, $700 million, such bullshit. Legit football, too, had the most broken tackles by a running back this season. Travis Etienne, 24, Najee Harris, 23, Jalen Warren, 20, and James Conner, 19. Now, these are wide receiver pending free agents. Mike Evans, all he does is have 1,000-yard seasons. They think he's going to get I read this in Athletic, he's going to get 4 years, $94 million. He's 30 years old. Michael Pittman, 26. He's played well. I think he's going to go somewhere else. They think he can get 4 years, $90 million. T. Higgins, I'd love to get. They think he's going to get 4 years, $66 million. Hamstring injuries affected him a little bit. Jamar Chase, extension this winter. You got Joe Burrow in a contract. Somebody's going to have to go. Calvin Ridley's on a 1-year deal. He has, he's not been able to stand out, but he's finding the end zone. His yards per reception, 14, are back near the top of the league. Yeah, I guess we're going to see, he's only 28. Marquise Brown, I think Marquise Brown. I don't know. I feel like he's never really panned out, and AJ Brown is blown by him with the Eagles. Yeah. And he seems like if he doesn't get the ball, he gets pissed off. Gabriel Davis hasn't done enough for me. At 4 years, 54. Gabriel Davis to me is not consistent enough for me to be like, I want him. Yeah. He's only 24. Yeah. Yeah. Noah Brown, 27 years old. He's hurt now. He was brought on a $2.6 million. He's going to make more money. Tyler Boyd, I still remember he dropped that pass in the Super Bowl against the Rams. Would have had a first down right there. Could have run out the clock. Yeah, OBJ's played pretty well. What's he making? 16, 18, 15.1 yards per catch. I don't know if he can stay healthy, though. I don't. Curtis Samuel. I was waiting for Curtis Samuel to blow up, and he really hasn't. Yeah, he always looks good to me, but he's so fast. He really is a good player, but it doesn't really. It's not. Mike Williams, he torn ACL. His contract's on notice. They can free up $20 million in cap space. That's a guy I might coming off an injury. That's a guy I pick up Giants. Mike Williams, big catch frame, contested catches. Michael Gallup, no, I don't like. I think Michael Gallup is overrated. Hunter Renfrow was so good a couple years ago, and I don't know. It's like he's not the same player anymore. I don't know what's going to happen with him. He's only 27. Allen Robinson, yeah. I thought he was good a couple years ago. Yeah. Yeah, and they're saying also that Devontae Adams, I don't know. Now with a good quarterback, Stephon Diggs, he seems happy. He doesn't seem happy. I mean, Keenan Allen, geez, over 100 catches again, but he's going to earn $23 million cash against the league, $34.7 million cap hit, 2024. I don't know if they're going to do an extension. We're going to see what happens there. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Yeah, we're going to see what happens. Oh, so the SEC schedule came out yesterday. What I see: Colorado State, Texas opening up at Michigan. Next week, Michigan's cousin. The next weekend, Michigan's cousin's getting married in Colorado. I want to go to the game, but I said, why don't we fly in for the day? Yeah, that makes it sound like I got freaking fuck you money. I don't fuck you money, but I kind of feel like that's a game I'd like to see in person. And my cousin Al goes, what are you going to wear, Texas or Michigan? I go, dude, really? You think if I wore Texas to the game, Michigan would be like, I'm done with you. Yeah, what are you, crazy? Can't be that dumb. Yeah. Wait, so, yeah. I thought Tyree had more than one catch in that Super Bowl. Yeah. Can someone look that up, please, for me and tell me? I thought he had more than one catch in that game. I don't think that was his only catch. I thought he caught a touchdown pass. Oh, and the game I'm going to is November 30th against Texas A&M, last game of the season. I can't wait. And Matt Fortuna had put up 2023, and I said, dude, it's 2000. He laughed. I love his stuff. So big games next year. November 30th in the SEC next year. Auburn, Alabama, Florida State, Georgia Tech, Georgia, Louisville, Kentucky, Oklahoma, LSU, Mississippi State, Ole Miss, Arkansas, Missouri, South Carolina, Clemson, and Texas, and Tennessee, Vanderbilt. But think about that. You got the Iron Bowl. You got Florida State. You got Oklahoma, LSU, which should be a hell of a game, and then Texas versus Texas A&M. That's a hell of a thing. And how about this? Rome Odunze for Washington, September 30th. Arizona kicker Kyler Loop lined up an onside kick with 1:08 left, bounced the ball directly in front of him on Odunze, hoping the Huskies couldn't handle it. Odunze, 6'3", 215, slid to his left, absorbed shots from Loop and safety Dalton Johnson, and fell in the football anyway. He grabbed his midsection afterwards, and he said he took a big hit, but credit to him. And he had 5 catches of 64 yards, transported to a hospital in Tucson, Arizona. It was determined he'd broken a rib and punctured a lung. Doctors evaluated x-rays throughout the night to ensure that he was not continuing to expand inside his he wasn't going to expand inside his chest cavity, which is, scary shit. So, I mean, punctured lung and all that stuff. And you're like, yeah, that's not good for anybody. That's not good. So he was not allowed to fly. So he hit the highway in a rented Chrysler 300 more than 800 miles from Montlake, from Arizona, 23-hour drive. They made stops in Vegas and Salt Lake City with his mother, Senior Associate Athletic Director Darren Nystrom, and Associate Athletic Director of Medical Services Mike Dillon, splitting driving duties. Said it was a tough drive. When it came to Odunze playing against Oregon 2 weeks later, following a timely, he was telling, I was looking to play regardless of how it felt. Can you believe that? So he had 8 catches for a $128, 2 touchdowns, including the game winner 18-yarder, 81 catches, 1,428 yards, 13 receiving touchdowns, a rushing touchdown, and a return touchdown in 13 games. He finished third on Blinikoff behind Marvin Harrison Jr. and LSU's Malik Neighbors. They think he's going to be a first-round draft pick. He's 26 yards shy of Reggie Williams' single-season receiving record, which he should get January 1st against Texas. And him and Williams are the only Huskies to record multiple 1,000-yard receiving seasons. I mean, damn. Broken rim, punctured lung, couldn't fly home, so he took, hey, you know what? We'll just drive. We'll just drive back home 23 hours. And he played. I mean, God, I thought that was awesome. And Stanford tight end Benjamin Yarosek elected to stay at Stanford after former coach David Shaw stepped down at the end of 2022, but now he's a grad transfer. He's had 1,342 receiving yards since 2021, fourth most among FBS tight ends. Brock Bowers, Michael Mayer, and Dalton Kincaid. Bowers is going pro. Michael Mayer is on the Raiders, and Kincaid's on the Bills, so he should be good. And Mississippi State cornerback DeCamerion Richardson ranked third on the team in total tackles with 79 this past year, including a career at 12 against Southern Miss. And he is going in the portal. And Wisconsin linebacker Jordan Turner, he is entering the portal too. Third on the team with 61 tackles and 3 sacks. Yeah, and then they were talking about the bowl games. They were saying that they have at the Athletic, they ranked all 41 bowl games. And on the list, number 32 was Rutgers of Miami in the Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl. I'm trying to get a company at JC to go to that game. I thought that'd be good. Rob, something we could talk about. Yeah, I guess we're going to see. And Kyle Monangai, the Big Ten's leading rusher for Rutgers, is coming back. And the Starco Brands LA Bowl, UCLA versus Boise State. Spencer Danielson went from interim coach down to the new head coach. And I haven't heard yet. Chip Kelly is still the head coach of UCLA. And Dante Moore, their starting quarterback, entered the transfer portal. So I guess we're going to see what happens there. So Oregon State and Washington State, now the Pac-2 will play each other on November 23rd in Corvallis. Oregon State will host Oregon September 14th and return to Eugene on September 20th, 2025. So Oregon State and Washington State are playing the Mountain West Conference. So Oregon State's going to play home Colorado State, San Jose State, UNLV, and away Air Force, Nevada, and San Diego State. Washington State's going to play Hawaii at home, Utah State at home, and Wyoming away Boise State, Fresno State, and New Mexico. Yeah. And the NBA average valuation for franchise is $4 billion. And the Warriors tops with 8.3. Isn't that crazy? 33% increase over 2022. $8.3 billion. A 10% jump from last year. The Knicks, $7.4 billion, up 13%. The Lakers, $7.34, up 14%. Celtics, $5.1, up 31%. Bulls are $4.8 billion, 18% increase from last year. Oh, all right. Yeah, Randall had 32 last night in the 117-113 loss. DiVincenzo at 21-7, quickly at 15. Yeah, RJ Barrett. And Taj Gibson, who, you got Mitchell Robinson out maybe 8 to 10 weeks. He played for Thibodeau with the Bulls, Wolves, and Knicks. Yeah, he's just he's a guy off the bench. Yeah, I get it. And now Randall is the 6th most 30-point games by a Knick. That's good. And I'm not going to tell who is first but he's tied for 6th with Bob McAdoo. He's 5 behind Willis Reed with 67. And someone tops the list, but I don't want to give that away. Yeah, so all 5 starters had double figures for the Nets. Thomas led with 24, Bridges at 21. Dinwiddie just fills up stat sheet. 16 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. You're only about 1 dive and only 1. Oh, so it was only 1 catch in the game. That was the only catch he had. So, but is that fact? Guys, help me out here. So I guess we're going to see. Booker 34, Durant at 27, Beal had 15. Yeah. And the Bradley Pill trio, first time they played. Crazy. 5 games this season. And Nurkic, after getting slapped in the face, 15 points, 22 rebounds, season high. Frank Vogel said the Suns weren't good enough to win tonight, but we're going to stay positive. First game with those 3 guys out there together. A lot of guys figuring it out. Suns were plus 16 in Devin Booker's 40 minutes, minus 20. The 8 minutes he sat. It's pretty impressive, man. That's no joke. It's no joke. Knicks look terrible. Yes. He still stinks. Yeah, I'm not a fan. I agree. I am not a fan, dude. No, Tyree had 3 catches, 43 yards, and a touchdown. And you mean a pass interference on the slant pass? And a TD? Yeah. Yeah, he did. So he did have a touchdown catch. Yes, he did. I keep thinking he only had 1 touchdown, but he did, and he bobbled that ball in the end zone. I remember that play. Yes, he did have a touchdown. Yeah, play action. Okay, good. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Cam Thomas said their free throws, I was going to make those. They're nothing. And they're half a game behind Indiana for 5th in the East. Yeah, Draymond Green, he has to meet with counseling. I'm done. Yeah, Bucks won. Yay for them. Giannis, 60-plus points, 70% shooting. Him, Damian Lillard. Do you see Lillard, too, when he was getting all pissed about the game ball? Lillard looked at him like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? Can you take it down a notch? Like, Lillard looked at him like, dude, what's wrong with you? I feel like there's one answer for that Knicks #1 player. Okay, who is it? Who is it, Josh? Give it to me. Come on, Josh, give it to me. Who has the most 30-point games in Knicks franchise history? Give it to me. Yeah, and Giannis did not shoot a single 3-pointer. First to score 60 without a 3-pointer since Shaq in 2000. Pretty crazy, right? 20 for 28, 24 for 32 on free throws. That's a hell of a game. How about the Pistons? 21 in a row. They're 2-22. I'm sorry, 2-23. 2-22? I think they're 2-20. Yeah, 2-22. They've lost 21 in a row. Lost 129, 111. Nope, it is not Bernard King. But good answer. Bernard King's, and I hate to tell you, Bernard King is way down the list. Way down the list. You guys are great, man. I can't wait to get to the trivia question today. Can't wait. Oh, I'm so excited. All right, so 21 straight, 46 days since they won, 6th longest single season losing streak in NBA history. You know, they talk about Blake Griffin, booed every game in Detroit after dragging the Pistons to the playoff on a torn meniscus. Never was the same again. Lakers without LeBron, 122-119 over the Spurs. Wembanyama had 30 points, 13 rebounds, 3 steals, 6 blocks. AD had 37, 10 rebounds, 4 steals. Josh, the first name that comes to me when I think of you? Lovely, adorable, loyal, warm, compassionate, nice, friendly, fierce. Yeah, that comes to my head. Yeah, I know. Spurs lost their 18th straight, that just continues to be a franchise record. New Orleans beat the Wizards 142-122. The Wizards, who are going to move into Alexandria by 2028, they're 3-20. 3-20. 1 win since November 10th. They suck. Brandon Ingram had 40 points, and Zion sat out with a sprained ankle at 14-11. OKC approved $850 million in public money because they don't want them leaving the state. They had to get him from Seattle. And I love this about Sabrina Ionescu. I'm not going to lie, every NBA game that's on, that's all I'm watching for. Who's wearing my shoes? Who got them on? She is a rare company. She launched her signature shoe with Nike earlier this year. That's pretty cool, man. And Chicago State came in 4-8. They were a 20-something point, 24.5 point underdog to Northwestern, which came in 25th in the country in Evanston, in Northwestern's home court, and they beat Northwestern 75-73. Wesley Cardette Jr. had 30. You can't lose to Chicago State. I'm sorry. Now they're 4-9. I'm sorry. They came in 3-9. And and you're 7-2, 25th team in the country. UNLV beat Creighton. I was watching some of that game, the Jack Jones Classic, and Kalen Brown, who played at Oklahoma State and Pacific, they weren't letting you do 2 transfers. You had to sit out. Well, they just, had a ruling, so he was able to play. So he played with his brother. They were 13.5-point underdogs to Creighton, which was number 8 in the country. And UNLV came in 4-3. Now they're 4-4. And Creighton came in 8-1. Now they're 8-2. And his twin brother, Caleb Boone, had 25 points. So it's kind of cool to play with your brother. Got the win. Creighton did not get the win. Creighton will host Alabama on Saturday. UNLV will play St. Mary's in the Jerry Colangelo Classic in Phoenix on Saturday. Yeah, Creighton, yeah. It's pretty good. Nice win for them, right? Yeah, I watched a little bit of that game. Jack Hughes got the goal. Isles got the win. Love that. So this is interesting. Ohtani can opt out of his $700 million Dodgers deal if controlling owner Mark Walter or president of baseball operations Andrew Friedman lose their jobs with the team. You think that gives them some job security? And they said that the reports are swirling that the Rays are closing in on a trade that would send starting pitcher Tyler Glasnow and outfielder Manuel Margot to the Dodgers in exchange for at least 2 notable prospects. So Glasnow's in the final year of his extension, set to earn $25 million this year. There's a $1 million assignment bonus built into his contract. If he's traded, Margot is set to earn $10 million this season. There's a $12 million mutual option for 2025 with a $2 million buyout if declined. And did you see this? Gervonta Davis. So Devin Haney, he said, Tank is a pussy. He's scared to death of me. He always says he wanted to fight when I have a fight lined up already. Well, now I'm free. Let's make it happen. And Davis said, I promise you, your father going to cry for what I'm going to do to you. And that's on my dead homie. Your best bet is to enjoy it while you can. You see, these 2 guys are in their primes. We want to see guys fight. I mean, that's why, think about it. Leonard and Hagler, Tyson and Holyfield, none of these guys ever fought in their primes. These guys always ducked each other. Even Pacquiao and Mayweather were already past their primes. We want to see these guys fight when they're in the primes of their lives, man. That's the stuff we want to see, not this shit. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. Yeah, come on. What? Oh, yes. No response from Paul. Oh, and Josh was asked. They were texting me to ask when the show was on. I thought I might have missed something. All right, and Laura Carenti of Giant Spoon launches Deep Blue, a new women's sports agency. I think that's kind of cool. Yeah. The largest shark ever recorded a great white named Deep Blue. Oh, inspired the organization's name. They take a heavily media forward approach, focusing on how, where, and why money is being invested in sports. A Deloitte report projects that women's sports will surpass $1 billion in revenue this year for the first time in history, spotlighting an immense opportunity. A new company that wants to become the industry's agency of record. The Giant Spoon investment allows us from an infrastructure resource standpoint to get us quickly, but then also have the executional prowess across those 4 disciplines between strategy, media, creative, experiential, many of which we have industry recognition. All right, so hey, dude, there's a lot of money being made with the women's sports. Go for it. Rebecca Welch become the first woman to referee a Premier League game, which takes charge of Fulham versus Burnley on December 23rd. Sam Allison will become the first black referee in 15 years to be involved in a top-flight game, following in the footsteps of Uriah Rennie. He'll do Sheffield United versus Luton Town on December 26th. Wendy Toms was the first woman assistant to run the first line of the Premier League in the 90s and was followed most recently by Natalie Aspinall and Sian Massey Ellis. So she was, all right, good for her, man. Thanks, ESPN, for that little bit. Did I miss anything else? I'm trying to see. Guys, did anything else happen today? Yeah, you know what's weird? So I put notifications on here, but and nothing is. Yeah, none of the notifications are coming through, which really kind of pisses me off, because I was trying to see if I missed anything. Did I miss anything on ESPN? Did anything happen since we started doing the show? And 2 first-round picks, no state of home income tax, or Justin Herbert stacking top down. Browns Flacco can earn $4.05 million for wins. Really? For each win? What is that? That's a lot of shekels. Ending is they signed him a 1-year deal, which includes $4.05 million in incentives based on winning. He's set to make $75,000 for each of the remaining 4 regular season games if he wins this season. If they make the postseason, he could also make $250,000 for a wild card win, $500,000 for a divisional round win, $1 million for an AFC Championship game, and $2 million for a Super Bowl win. The source said. Right now, the number 5 seed. Good for him, man. Make that money, dude. I say go for it. Good, beautiful. So Dobbs is now quarterback 3. What the hell does that mean? Oh, and Messi's 2022 World Cup shirt that he wore in the final, and another shirt that he wore in the World Cup, $7.8 million. $7.8 million. Wait, so if he's not the starting quarterback, who's the backup? Running back Alexander Madison and right tackle Brian O'Neill were both ruled out Thursday in injuries suffered against the Raiders. They're going to play Saturday against the Bengals. Ty Chandler will start with kick returner Kene Nwangwu and C.J. Ham also get carries. Mullins takes over Josh Dobbs. Dobbs will be the emergency number 3. Jaron Hall back. You see, I don't think you have. I think Dobbs is the backup. I don't think Jaron Hall's the answer, man. I don't see that at all. No. As a former ref of AAU and lots of high school ball, these women refs call games better than the men refs. You know what? I don't think they take any shit, man. I don't think the women give a shit. You know, women are like, oh, Josh, you came up with the answer. Most 30-point games in Knicks franchise history. I did not see that. Patrick Ewing was the answer, 203. You are damn good. You are damn good. You got him. Okay. It's time, folks. Let's see. Did I miss anything else? Billie Eilish? I don't give a shit about Billie Eilish. Oh, yeah, I don't care about that. Caleb Love wants the last word. All right, Caleb Love. I hope things work out for you. Siri, why are you going crazy? Just stop. Trying to see if I missed anything else. Saturday Night Live was not funny. Fantasy football, Cowboys new equipment. I don't know. A.J. Dillon has broken thumb, uncertain for Sunday. Yamamoto meeting with the Phillies. Josh Jacobs is out. Samir White will start tonight. Fan angle of Giannis running like a lunatic. Former Mets hurler retires. I don't really care. That's news break. Oh. I don't know what Jay's batter sent me, but he said, I thought my message went through. I didn't see. Guys, if you sent anything, I did not see anything here on the. No, I didn't see anything, dude. Sorry. Didn't see anything. Lisa didn't talk either. All right. All right. I don't know. Yeah, it's not that good. All right. Trivia questions. Last show trivia question, folks. Folks, here we are. I think Rob's working because he's been very quiet. Last show's trivia question was, dun, 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 most RBIs by a Met in postseason history. Who has the most RBIs by a Met in their postseason history? Most RBIs. Rob said yesterday, he said Carter, Wright, and Piazza. Carter is second. Wright is third. And Piazza is tied with 2 others for 4th place. I'm sorry. No. I'm sorry. Is tied with 6 others. Yes. Oh, bullshit. You looked it up. You suck. Rob, you suck. You're disqualified. So Rob's out. All right, Josh, I'm going to give you a guess or two. Josh, most RBIs Mets franchise history postseason RBIs. Rob, you got 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. No, I would have let you answer today, dude. I thought maybe, but you were it was burning you up. 5. Josh, you have any answers? Anybody have any answers? Most postseason RBIs. Mets franchise history. Matty Gorb didn't talk today. Anthony. Let me think. Okay, Josh. So it is not Gary Carter, David Wright, or Mike Piazza. They are and also and Piazza is tied with 1, 2, 3, tied with 4 others. I know it, but I don't want to throw it. No, yeah, Rob, you can't throw it in there. Rob, you're done. Rob, you might as well just mute yourself. You can't do it. You can't say anything, Rob. You looked it up. You looked it up, so you cannot do it. All right. It's not Murphy. No, yep, it's not Murphy. Okay. That's guess number 1. Or should I? Okay. He's saying it's not Murphy. So I guess I can't count that as a guess. Yeah, this is exciting. The tension is building, escalating. Everybody's very excited. Very excited. It's the most wonderful time of the year. And Josh doesn't have an answer for me in the Knicks. I'm getting tired. Dude, are you looking it up? Because it seems like you're really like going through your head. There's not too many Mets who played a lot of postseason games. I mean, I would have never got this. But, that's just me. But I knew that Rob was a big Mets fan. So I said, oh, my God, I got to do this one. This is a good Met question. And I got another Met question for today's trivia. All right. Well, Josh, I'm not going to got to give me an answer. Come on. Give me an answer. Give me an answer. Give me an answer. I need an answer. Ray Ordonez. That is wrong. I will give you one more option. Ray Ordonez. Terrible guess. Terrible guess. I mean, that wasn't, come on. Was that a joke or was that a real guess? Did you just punk me? Okay. The answer is Edgardo Alfonso with 17 RBIs. Second, Gary Carter with 15. Third, David Wright with, Gary Carter with 15. Third is David Wright with 13. Fourth, tied for fourth, Curtis Granderson, John Olerud, Mike Piazza, Keith Hernandez, and Darryl Strawberry, all tied with 12. Today, that was a real guess. Ray Ordonez was the real guess. What was the real guess? Ray Ordonez? I don't know. Which one was the real guess? Ray Ordonez? Okay. Today's trivia question. Who has the most postseason wins by a pitcher all time in Mets postseason history? And I'm going to tell you, it's there. I was trying to think, now look it up. Yes, it does. So there are 2 Mets who are tied for the most postseason wins in Mets postseason franchise history. Can you tell me the 2 pitchers who have the most wins in Mets postseason franchise history, and how many did they win? There are 2 pitchers tied. 2 pitchers tied. Yes. 2 pitchers. Most wins. You got to give me both. I mean, I'll tell you if you got one right, but I need both. There are 2 pitchers tied for the most wins in Mets postseason franchise history. And Rob's going to look it up afterwards anyway. So I stumped Rob. I stumped him good. I'm actually very proud of myself that I put the time in, put the work in, and I got the answer I wanted. I'm pretty freaking excited with him. I'm pretty ecstatic. Now, these guys are thinking, or Rob's gone Google. I mean, Rob's at work too. But, Josh, I give you props. You just thought off the top of your head, and for that, I get a lot of respect. A lot of respect on that front. A lot of respect. You're good. Oh, and I got to give a shout-out to Better Days Golf Co. Tom Seaver is wrong. I'm going to give you 3 chances. Tom Seaver he is tied for the second most wins in postseason franchise history with 2 other pitchers. He is second, but not first. All right, but that was a good guess. Good guess. Very good. Very good. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. I went to the gym today. My stomach muscles are killing me. I went to the gym. I do a workout, a circuit where after every set I go on the treadmill. Al Leiter. He is tied for... oh, dude, no. No, Al Leiter must have There's 19 tied with 1. He must be one of the. Yeah. Oop. Did I give an answer? Oh no. I didn't give an answer. Yeah. All right. He's not. He must be. Maybe he's one of the guys at the bottom of the barrel. Let me see. Wait. Hold on. Did I screw that up? No. Al Leiter is not Al Leiter. All right. You got one more guess, and Josh hasn't given an answer yet. I wish Bumbles was here because I wonder what Bumbles would give. Yeah. Again, yeah, he's very quiet. Very quiet. All right, so Tom Cedar, Al Leiter, you got one more guess. Yeah, Rob's going to look it up tonight. I couldn't wait. I had to look it up. I must. Yeah, so we got, 0 for 3. 0 for 3. Yes. Yeah, he's not even on the list, dude. I had to tell you, he's not even on the list. So 0 for 3, Rob. Josh didn't give an answer. Guys, I want to thank all of you. Anthony, Aaron for giving me the stuff. No, Josh, come on, think of somebody. Josh, give me one answer. Think of a Mets pitcher pitching the postseason. There's got to be somebody that pops in your head. Give me one. Give me one. So yeah, I want to thank Josh, Rob. That was good. The Ohtani thing was great today. Michigan gave me some stuff today. Bumbles, thanks for all the good stuff today. With the New York sports teams championship droughts, also the Mets stuff, Giant stuff I had today, football tonight. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, I talked to my mom today. That was good. Everything good, man. So thank you all. I'm so glad that Rob got stumped and he had to look it up. And, it had to burn him, had to chap his ass a little bit that he didn't get the answer. And this one has to piss him off, too. He went 0 for 3. He didn't even get one of the two. So I feel like my Mets guy couldn't get either of the answers. And I'm like, oh, yes. Mr. Met didn't get anything. He got nada diddly. Nothing. Shut out. Well, I wouldn't got shit any. But I just think, I like when I stump him. It makes me excited. Yeah, and he says, I'm really pissed off. I know he's pissed off. I know. Yeah, I want to. Gooden is not on the list, Bubba. But thank you. So, guys, company of JC, dude, you guys, Pinstripe Bowl I was talking about the Pinstripe Bowl, but I think it's going to be a little crazy. So I guess we're going to work on the hockey game February 18th, Islanders, Rangers at MetLife. Guys, you guys are the best. I guess Anthony Sabater, Jay Sabater, 86X. You said, did you send me a message? Because that's what I'm trying to figure out. Did you send me a message on Instagram? I'm trying to figure out here. Is that working? Yeah. Oh, wait, hold on a sec. Let me see. Trying to see, and I don't know why this isn't working. Yeah. Someone's new here. Yeah. Go fuck yourself. How about that? I made a comment. Someone's new here. Yeah. Go fuck yourself. Raised by the Forest. Good. You can go raised by. Yeah, I didn't like the comment. Yeah, she said it's a joke. I didn't know. I didn't know who the person was. Yeah, I didn't see anything. So let me see. Did he send me something? Oh, Jose. I thought my message went through. Yeah, it went through here, but it didn't go through on the live. Yeah, I don't know how. Someone's got to help out Jose how we can send it on the. How it can send there. Yeah. Pace University. Oh, yeah. He's part of the company. So, Jose, ask one of the guys how it gets on the live chat. You got cute kids, dude. Oh, what's this from? Where's Jose? So the price of game time was like Knicks tickets are never this low. So hey, good. Good for you, dude. November 28th. Good for you. Oh, that's your niece? Good looking niece. Oh, all right. And he's got some resume tips here. Don't shy away from showcasing jobs that may not seem like an exact fit. Sometimes it sparks conversations, boosts your relatability, and showcases your adaptable skills. That's a good point. Yeah, sometimes it's not. Dude, I like that shirt on you, dude. Jose, you're looking good right there. All right. So listen, we all got some. Can one be? Oh, whoa, hold on. Stop the presses, folks. Stop the presses. Josh got one of the answers for the most wins in postseason franchise history. Jacob deGrom is one of the two pitchers who has the most wins in Mets postseason history. And the other one he just said, let me see, what did he just say? Matt Harvey is one of, sorry, hold on a second here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One of 8 to be tied for the third most. Matt Harvey is tied for the third most wins in Mets postseason franchise history. But you got one. Rob got, and there comes Josh out of the light, throwing up a beautiful pass. No, it is not. You are done. But Syndergaard, Noah Syndergaard is tied with Matt Harvey for the third most postseason wins in franchise history, and Rob still got none right. All right, you got one. You got 1 or 2. Rob got diddly. Rob, I love you. I know this is going to burn. I know you're immediately on the computer right now looking this up. Immediately on the computer. And I'll be getting a text later being berated from you. And that's okay. I can take it. Guys, tomorrow, this is what I was going to ask you guys, okay? Tomorrow, I'm going to be busy. One of my clients, I think we're going out to eat. Would anybody be interested in coming on and just talking about whatever tomorrow? Because I don't think I'm going to have a lot of stuff. Like, I'm not going to have my usual 85 pages of stuff. Yeah, take that. That maybe someone from company at JC wants to come on and just talk sports. Someone come on. I don't care if we do 20 minutes, but I want to keep the flow going every day and trying to do a show. So if Josh, Rob, anybody can put it out, I'll put it out to the group. That I'll know better tomorrow what time I'm getting home. That someone would come on and do the podcast with me. All right, that's all I got. Love you guys. Send my love to Michigan. My mom, Mrs. S, Carol and Carol. Carol's got a cold. I'm going to see tomorrow. I'm seeing Linda again. Seeing Gobo Chef over the weekend. Seeing Dr. J. He's been in Italy for 3 weeks. Love to my mom. I love my mom. My mom's, she's great. And I had a really good talk with Rob yesterday. So I want to finish with this. And Rob said, going through some shit. And he said he came to the company like 2 years ago. And he was a bad stretch. Things weren't going well. And the company helped boost him. And I want to tell you that my father passed October 9th. My parents were married 61 years. And it's been tough. It's been very tough because I always called my dad. Can't call him anymore. And I met you guys, and I want to tell you that this show keeps me going. I have not felt great. Put on a lot of weight. Wasn't working out. Wasn't doing anything. Didn't give a fuck about anything. And Rob and I were talking yesterday. I was walking to a client. He was telling me what's going on with him. And I feel the same thing that's happening with me, with you guys now. That you've taken me in. You guys are great. I love your Twitter chat and all that stuff. And I miss my dad terribly. But, he wasn't in good health. And he wasn't quality of life. And that's not living. And I love doing the show. I've done a lot of shows before I met you guys. But the show is so much better having someone here. And, even doing the show myself, and you guys participating, even if you're not literally on the show, you're on the show, if you get what I mean. And I want to thank all of you. And I told Bumbles today, I don't have too many friends that I really can get kind of like Bill, Harris, Gumbo Chef. But I got to be honest with you. I've never met a lot of you. I haven't met Josh. I met Aaron once. I met Rob and you and Josh. I mean, I consider you guys like brothers in a way. Like you guys took me in. And no judgments, and just like, hey, we love sports, and I'm very excited. I look forward to meeting Rob's kids. Aaron doesn't have any kids we know of, but and Rob's kids. I want to meet, I want to meet you guys. I look forward to meeting you guys. Is what I'm saying. Meeting Kev, and all you guys, and so thank you so much. Yeah. That's all I got. All right. Everybody have a great night. Peace out. I will talk to you all soon. Hasta la vista, babies. Ciao.